play from scrimmage. Raleigh returned the pick to the 9-yard line. The Cougar offense couldn't capitalize on the turnover, ultimately missing a 22-yard field goal by sophomore kicker Mark Steiner. The Caldwell offense responded quickly, moving through the Cougar defense before tailback John Mannion scored from the 1 to knot the score. The Cougars, and this just goes on and on and on. You know, I mean, they lost.
That's exciting sports.
They lost 33-17.
I ran into one of the coaches in the Trader Joe the other day. You know, he says, "God, we have such a losing team," and I guess everybody's unhappy about that. You know,
they're not that bad, really. Summit residents wins Maplewood in motion 5K race. You know, there's a 5K race in Maplewood this past Sunday, right?
Were you there?
Yes, huh?
Were you there?
Yeah, I don't run in those small events anymore.
You can run just to give moral support to others, or maybe run with the person in the back of the line and say, you know, encourage them.
Why can't I could ride a bicycle and do that? Why,
they wouldn't let you ride a bike in a race.
Yeah, they'll let you ride a bike.
That's kind of dangerous. I mean, you know, but just say, listen, you can always come to the running academy, you know, and then you could talk. There you go.
Yeah, there you go. I like that. The 14th annual Maplewood in Motion 5K went off in a chilly and somewhat blustery condition for runners Sunday morning. Chris Croft, 26 of Summit, won the race with a time of 16 minutes, 00.70 seconds. Maplewood resident Kevin Griffith was second with a time of 17 minutes, 51.97 seconds. Lorraine McKenzie of Newark was the top female finisher, I know her, with a time of 19 minutes, 28.81 seconds. The Maplewood in Motion 5K, which has been organized by the Maplewood Lions Club for the last 6 years, is held each year on the first Sunday following Columbus Day. The goal of the event is to promote fitness and fun in the community and to raise funds that will be used to support community organizations. I wonder which organization they support. I didn't know that.
When you go to those events, do you see the same people over and over?
The runners?
Yeah.
Nah, you see different people. Because what it is, people coming from different places. And here is an award for my good friend. He's the guy that does Essex County Place. He's the guy that does that online newspaper as well. Mm-hmm. Essex County Nature Photography winner from South Orange. A South Orange resident was awarded first place in the youth division of the 2014 Essex County Nature Photography Contest. The honor went to Jared Kofsky, who took the winning photo in Essex County Eagle Rock Reservation. In the adult division, Maplewood resident Carl Patterson, shot of the cherry blossom in Branchbrook Park, took an honorable mention distinction. County Executive Joseph D. Vincenzo congratulated Jared Kofsky from South Orange on winning first place in the youth category of the 2014 County Nature Photography. His winning photograph was taken in Essex County Eagle Rock Reservation in West Orange. The award was announced on Saturday, October 11th, during the annual Oktoberfest Fall Family Celebration at the Essex County Environmental Center in Roseland. This guy, this is a young guy. He does now this online magazine, this online newspaper called Essex County Place. You know, which is
everyone's just such a proliferation of media. Did you see this article about Melbourne hosting a special ed resource fair on the 22nd? So what is that? The day after tomorrow. Melbourne Special Ed Parents Committee is hosting its second annual special education resource fair at the Melbourne Public Library on Glen Avenue, 200 Glen Avenue, Wednesday from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. Parents and teachers from Melbourne and the surrounding towns will learn about local organizations and businesses that support the educational and developmental needs of students of all ages and abilities, according to the press release. There will be representatives of more than 40 local schools, groups, and businesses offering a wide variety of help for students and their families. More than 100 parents and teachers attended last year. This year's fair will feature information related to therapeutic services like occupational and speech therapy, adaptive sports programs, special needs camps, and other recreational opportunities. Legal and financial services, including guardianship and special needs trust. Educational services, including ABA providers, tutors, and assessments. Psychologists, social workers, social skills group, and other counseling services. Career and college counseling. MSPEC is an independent group of parents dedicated to helping other parents face common needs and challenges related to special education. That's a good thing. For more information, contact Sandra Casden, in Melbourne. This article is in the Village Green. That's a good thing.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Now, the latest news that we are talking about is the Ebola crisis. Nigeria declared free of virus.
I heard that on the radio.
This is Nigeria has been declared
How does one country... Go ahead.
No, but listen to this. Listen to this. There was a discussion in Congress, and this one senator stood up and said, we need to ban all flights coming out of West Africa. We need to ban them.
Shame.
No flights coming in from West Africa. Sometimes they say, there's a quote that says, if you think education is expensive, try ignorance.
Yes. Where are you looking at? What article?
This is the Huffington Post.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
So yeah, I'm just digressing a little bit here because
that's all right. I mean, that's just really. Do you think that's kind of racist or what?
If it's kind of racist,
is that an understatement, or is that goes without stating?
I don't know why you asking. You asking answers.
I'm asking Ansel. I'll ask you this time. Do you think that's racist, Ansel?
You asking answers. So the senator stood up and said, we should ban all flights coming from West Africa. If they're gonna come from Senegal, from Sierra Leone, from Ghana, wherever it is. And he went on and on and on with this long soliloquy. I mean, he gone. And then somebody stood up. Senator, there is no direct flights coming from any West African country into the United States of America. What are you talking about? It's none. Zero. So when you hear...
That's not good either. Go ahead.
Well...
I mean, they're not because there are no planes that go directly?
Yeah, there's none. But that just goes to show you the ignorance. That you in Congress...
That they didn't have the intelligence to even investigate.
Yeah, do a little research. You know what I mean? He's telling people... I'm going to look for that. He's telling people that we should ban all flights. You can't ban. What are you talking on? So today, this is the news in the BBC.
Oh, on BBC, okay.
Yeah, BBC News Africa. Right? It says, Ebola crisis. Nigeria declared free of virus. Nigeria has been declared officially free of Ebola after 6 weeks with no new cases, the World Health Organization says. Now, you're looking at me kind of suspicious. You should see that look. You look at me like with one eye closed and one eye open.
It's my tiredness. Go ahead.
The one eye giant. You don't believe?
No.
You don't believe?
Because it just sounds silly. But keep going. Let me hear the rest. I'm listening. I've just got that.
The World Health Organization representative
skepticism
Gama Vaz, speaking in the capital Abuja, said it was a spectacular success story. Nigeria won praise for its swift response after a Liberian diplomat brought the disease there in July. The outbreak that has killed more than 4,500 people in West Africa, mostly in Liberia, Guinea, and Sierra Leone. An estimated 70% of those infected has died in those countries. The World Health Organization officially declared Senegal Ebola free on Friday. So
was it some point in Senegal?
Yeah, it was in Senegal, Sierra Leone, Nigeria, Liberia, and There was a fifth country. That this idea of a European coordinator for the fight against Ebola is a good idea. The name will be chosen in the coming days. I think it's a very important step. The European countries have committed more than 500 million. So now direct flights can come from Senegal and Guinea.
But they can come from Nigeria, huh?
I mean Nigeria and Guinea and Senegal. Nigeria and Senegal.
Which we have a lot of Nigerians and Senegalese around here in in this area.
Yeah. But this is just you see, it's sometimes when it but you know Ebola, there's a lot of Ebola politics now. There's a lot of Ebola politics going on these days.
Well, I'm looking at this headline in HuffPo that says the media covering Ebola, fear tactics that play on racial and economic divides.
Mm-hmm.
And here we've got that picture that was on the front page of what's the local paper? The Star Ledger.
Mm-hmm.
You know, no flights or stop flights with a guy with a mask on and a suit. Behind the fear-mongering and scare tactics that have conflated all of today's hot news issues into some sort of dystopic conservative nightmare, Ebola on the backs of ISIS crossing into the U.S. through the porous Mexican border. What a nightmare. Lie very palpable, I have a hard time with that word, undertones of colonialist attitudes toward racism and cultural elitism. In no vein of reporting that has this become clearer than through the popular media's handling of the current Ebola epidemic. Sure, Fox News gets away with the blatant racism, and nobody bats an eye because it's just part of their act. But they are not alone in their uncompassionate reporting on the thousands of people currently suffering from Ebola. The dehumanization which casts West Africans not as people, but as potential hosts of a terrible foreign virus can be seen almost on any media outlet with precious few exceptions, notably Democracy Now!, Fareed Zakaria's segment on CNN, and a few others. While it might be hard to place this disregard entirely at the feet of racism as we traditionally see it, it might be better to understand it as a manifestation of the North-South divide, an academic concept that roughly delineates the economic disparities between the countries of the Northern and Southern hemispheres. To put this another way, the developed, industrialized North assumes a relatively normalized stance that underdeveloped global South is both a misunderstood, backwards place to be kept at a safe distance and a latent threat due to its political instability, poverty, and foreignness. I like that. Nowhere is this fearful reading of uneven economic development is there any recognition of human rights or global responsibility. just as antagonistic posting of a hidden disease ridden in West Africa is an existential threat to the great ivory tower of the United States. We speculate endlessly over the fictionalized and sensationalized prospects of an epidemic that will never become a legitimate threat within the United States, but no one finds the time to even mention the